everybody? This is your boy Deshaun Cox with Soulfaces Media, and I am back with another video. You guys, I'm excited because we're getting into none other than Aaliyah today. We have had the opportunity, finally, after 20 years, to have her full music catalog back at the hands of the fans. I was super excited about the re-release of both of these albums because first, the second album, One in a Million, which is my favorite out of her three albums. Super excited about that because that album has the most sentimental value to me. I can remember being 5 years old at my grandma's old trailer when the CD came out, and my aunt, she had the CD. And so I can remember us listening to it. Y'all, I know y'all remember those big black, stereo CD players or whatever at full blast. I can just see myself now hearing that intro beats for the streets for the first time. And at that time, at 5, like, you really not paying attention to like the lyrics, but I feel like at that age as a child, like what gravitates your attention more is the beat and just the production and how the music makes you feel. And I just really just cannot describe it because I still, even now at 30, 25 years later, that intro still gives me the same feel when that like Timbaland, man, like that man's mind is just out of this world. He was definitely ahead of his time with the production. We can't forget about Missy Elliott. Her and Timbo is just that masterpiece of a duo, and they definitely did what they had to do to make that project what it was. It's a classic, many hits. If Your Girl Only Knew, Self-Titled, track One in a Million, which is hands down probably my top Timbaland production of all time. 4-Page Letter, Hot Like Fire, Hot Like Fire, original version and a remix. Now, the original version is my personal favorite. I never really was a big fan of the remix, but a lot of people actually prefer the remix over the original version. Y'all can have it. Let me go ahead and stick with the original. It just, to me, the vibe just hits a little harder. It's more of a chill vibe. The remix is more of like a party vibe. The one I gave my heart to, just so much bops that was on that album. So it felt good to revisit it and listen to the album as an adult and not a child from top to bottom. A few other album cuts that weren't hits that I felt like were my favorites are Heartbroken, Choosy Level, of course, which that has always been a favorite of mine. I'm surprised that it wasn't a single, but with it being a cover, I feel like nobody did, or could do a Osley Brother cover like Aaliyah. It's a vibe, man. It's a vibe. Giving You More, I definitely like that track as well. And I feel like an honorable mention track for me is I Got Your Back. Now, that track was produced by Jermaine Dupri, which I feel like that track kind of added a little different flavor, to what was already brought to the table for the album, being that it was a heavily produced Timbaland album. But I appreciate it. One in a Million. I'm still playing it now. Y'all make sure y'all definitely go tap in if you haven't to One in a Million. Now we're gonna get into the self-titled Aaliyah album. which was Aaliyah's third and final album before her untimely death in 2001. 20 years after, her death, we finally have it at our fingertips. And I was excited to listen to this project because I had never listened to the album in its entirety. I never purchased it. I'm not sure if her death kind of played into the fact that we never purchasing it. And the way how it was really pushed once she had passed. Because at that time in 2001, I'm 10 years old, fifth grade. Like I literally remember, her passing because she died the day after my 10th birthday, August 25th, '01, she passed away. So I feel like it really affected the entertainment industry. It affected me, as a fan because I was such a big fan of her since a child. So if it wasn't like any of the released singles, More Than a Woman, Rock the Boat, I Care for You, We Need a Resolution, if it wasn't one of those songs, I wasn't really aware of any other track that was made for that album. So I listened to it from top to bottom. It's a pretty solid track. What I appreciate about that album is how it sounded completely different from her debut album and her second album. And that's what I guess I appreciate from an overall standpoint is how with all three of the projects that Aaliyah did have the opportunity to put out during her career, that her sound, her overall sound and production evolved with each project. This project with Aaliyah, it gave very futuristic vibes. I feel like even for 2001, it was ahead of the game because when I was listening to it, I was like, okay, you can still listen to it now and it still feel relevant and like it fits in with this time frame. But I could have also seen that album being released maybe between 2007 and 2009 as well. It flowed. You can tell she kept the same production team, and they had like a certain direction that they wanted to go with the album. Like for an example, Nevermore, the track Nevermore. I Care for You follows Nevermore, and even though both of the songs have like two different contexts, I really feel like that the way how they placed them, that was real smart how they placed it based on the context and the production. Like I said, even though the songs had two different meanings, but it definitely worked. So that project overall, I feel like it was a very solid project. My favorite non-singles from that album would have to be It's Whatever. Loose Rap, definitely. I feel like had Aaliyah not passed at that moment, that Loose Rap could have definitely been a single, and it could have definitely been a very big single for her as well. And Reading Between the Lines, that was another one that really stuck out to me as well. As you know, we still have the compilations albums that they're going to drop as well. I guess pulling from each of her hits from each album, and singles as well that they're going to drop. If it's not this week, I think it's this week. If not this week, I know it's going to be before the month of September is out. But you guys, let me know if you have checked out these re-released albums from Aaliyah. She is definitely missed, and I feel like she made such a big impact with the 7 years that she had in the industry. And I feel like she was so much headed towards so much greater. She had made her mark doing fashion, modeling for Tommy Hilfiger and, just making certain brands stand out, bringing a more urban appeal to it. Called Kanai, things of that nature. She was even starting to get into movies before she had passed. You know, she did Romeo Must Die, and she and Queen of the Dam. You know, so I feel like she was really getting ready to catapult into something really huge. And I can only imagine, you know, if she was still here, what greater impact she would have made. So if you guys haven't already, definitely go check out Aaliyah's albums, all three of them. Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, One in a Million, and Self-Titled. Aaliyah now streaming on all major platforms, music videos as well on YouTube. And you guys let me know what you thought about this video and the albums as well. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This is your boy, Shawty Waddy with Soulfaces Media, and I'm out. To the next time.